What is going on in these NBA playoffs? Tyrese Halliburton, Jalen Brunson, making us feel like we were in a completely different universe than we thought we were in. While I didn't think this year's playoffs would get that much better than round one, round two is starting off to be amazing. I mean, right now the Cavs down 0-2 when they're considered to be one of the greatest regular season teams of all time. You got the Celtics, the unbeatable, the juggernaut Celtics, down 0-2 as well. This is the first time top tier seeds in the second round are both down 0-2. This has never happened before. What Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers have done in the past week twice, coming back near 20 points in the final seconds of the game, it's only been done 3 times in history. 2 of them have happened in the last week. The rest of the teams who've tried it are 1 in 1,694. The Knicks in both games against the Celtics in probably the last 5-6 minutes have stormed back to take the lead and win it. And it just seems like, why does this keep happening all of a sudden? And it makes you remember a conversation that we once heard Kobe Bryant have, talking about how right now in the NBA, and this was like 5 years ago at least, rest in peace, probably 6 years ago, he was talking about how right now the NBA is full of meaningless basketball, dribbling, screens, all in order just to find the wide open three-point shooter. And in essence, that works sometimes. That's a good strategy sometimes, but when it's all you do every day, every play, every game, it's not going to work, especially in the playoffs. And right now we're seeing with both the Timberwolves and the Celtics, you can't shoot that many threes if you're missing that many threes.
Let's just drink your water.
This is one of the major problems, one of the major pain points to the NBA right now. A lot of people don't want to watch people just dribble around, toss it to the corner, shoot a 3, offensive rebound, kick it out for the 3. That's just not, it's just not pretty. It's not something we want to watch. It's not easy on the eyes. People yearn for the mind. No. People yearn for that mid-range game. They want to see the Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Kawhi Leonard. We can all agree watching Kawhi Leonard at full strength in round one was such a pleasant treat for us because nobody in the NBA plays like him anymore. There are so many beautiful aspects, so many beautiful things of basketball that happens in the mid-range, the post-ups, the cross-ups, the screens, the pivots, the fakes. It's just, there's so many elements that we're losing when all we're going to is just pick and roll, toss out for the 3, offensive rebound. Nope, don't want to dunk it. Throw it out for the 3. I remember watching playoff basketball when I was younger, and a 5-point lead was always like that leverage point. If you could get a 5-point lead, you felt comfortable, right? If you got a 10-point lead, the game was essentially over. A 10-point lead 10, 15, 20 years ago is the equivalent to a 30-point lead now. And I'm not even exaggerating. With the combination of the 3-point line and players not being as disciplined, it opens up the opportunity for these huge leads to be overcome. Something that can never happen in a league where 2-pointers were the focus and defense was prominent. It really does feel like the NBA is about to make massive changes to where the game is played, or at least a few minor changes that really impact the 3-pointer.
Hit that subscription button and turn on notifications.
Now, as for the Steph injury, I think this could honestly be a blessing in disguise. Again, we can't count on the Timberwolves to keep missing threes like they've been doing, but this really allows one, most importantly, Steph to get some needed rest. But if the Warriors can manage to get this to 2-2 with Steph coming back as they go back to Minnesota, I think that will prove this team can do enough to win the championship, right? Like, this is its own self-fulfilling test. If you can overcome this test, you're going to win the championship. But if you can't overcome this test, you were never going to win to begin with, right? So there's really nothing to lose here. Maybe that's overly positive for Warriors fans, but I really do feel like they can steal one more game out of the next 3, and it's going to be 2-2 with the best of 3. And I think with Steph being rested and probably only needing half a game to get going, he's going to make a massive difference. As for the Thunder Nuggets, I mean, in my opinion, I think that might go 7 games. I understand that the Thunder came back and absolutely just mollywopped the Nuggets in game 2, but we knew that was going to happen. We knew that the Thunder were just going to be so amped up and so ready to prove that they're not the trash we all thought they looked like. And then the Nuggets, there's no doubt, they won that game 7, then they won a game 1. You emotionally can't get up again compared to a team who's there to murder you like the Thunder were. So that game played out exactly like we thought it would, and now the Nuggets still have home court going home. As for the Pacers and Cavs, I don't even know what to say. Tyrese Halliburton is playing like a person that was called overrated by all of his peers. So he's actually playing exactly like someone should at that level because he's pissed off, he's insulted, and I don't blame him. And it seems like every year or every couple years, there's this team in the East that just comes out of nowhere and gets to the finals, you know, a la the Heat in 2020 and 2023. It just seems like the East just is susceptible to that one team catching fire and everyone losing to them. And that also kind of goes into hand with how weak the East is. If you can get past usually that one dominant team in the East, you can get past everyone. I really want to say the Cavs are going to rebound, go into Indiana, win both games, come back, and then, you know, best of 3 again in that series. But if you were watching if you were watching Donovan Mitchell at the end of that game, he was making mistake after mistake after mistake. That man looked like he had been defeated. I mean, you saw fear, you saw sorrow, regret. I felt horrible watching Donovan Mitchell in those final minutes because he just kept messing up and it kept getting worse. It was like Russell Westbrook and Jar Jar Binks' body. And with Boston and New York, there's no doubt Boston's going to win one of those games in New York, right? They could win both those games. A lot of people are saying this series is over. It's not over. They could easily lose both those games. We've seen this in series before. The away team wins their first 2 away games, then the upper seed comes back and wins their away games, then it comes back to a best of 3 with them reclaiming home court. We've seen it, and I think it could happen, but I'm guessing, I think the Knicks are probably going to lose game 3 because obviously the Celtics are going to be so desperate, and then the Knicks will squeak out a win in game 4, and then it's like, are we 3-1 deficit? Can they do it? It's been done before, but it's going to be very difficult. But this seems like the perfect equation for a team to blow this 2-0 lead because it's the Knicks, man. Knicks players understand how much pressure there is, and that's what impacts these players. You know, that's why teams like, you know, the Commanders, the Redskins for so long couldn't win. When you have teams like the Clippers who have these curses, they're not curses. You have owners who are in your business to at such a level and to such an extent providing so much pressure that you feel that pressure in the moments you should not be feeling the owner's pressure, right? Does that make sense? Owners create curses by being too much in the business of their players, and that's what we're seeing. All right, that's enough yapping for today. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts. Who's going to win these series? Is Boston going to come back? Are the Nuggets going to be able to outdo the Thunder? Can the Pacers keep this up and sweep the Cavs? Let me know in the comments. I appreciate you guys watching, and as always, go out there and do something great. Let's go. You can pick one of these videos if you want. You should.